Good morning, boys and girls. Today we're going to analyze text features and determine how they support a text. How can we learn about people, places, and events? Before we begin our first cross-curricular unit, we first must learn about the importance of investigating and exploring resources that will help us understand our history. We start by gisting. When we gist a nonfiction text, we must read, stop, write, and make sure to circle the text features that the author included. The author wants you to understand exactly what he is writing about, so everything he includes is important. Let's practice. Let's go over our gisting checklist. 1. Read the title and circle it in red. 2. Circle the text features you see in the text. If there is a picture, write a caption explaining what you see in the picture in purple font. Highlight the important information in the italics in yellow. 4. Stop at the stop sign and choose the correct gist. 5. Answer what point was the author trying to make. What did he or she want me to learn? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to circle the title in red. Circle my text feature, which is my picture. In this situation, it's my picture. And then I'm going to write a little caption now about my picture. So here we have a baby elephant that's in East Africa. Lastly, I'm going to highlight and read the italics. So that is located right here. The keepers at the David Sheldrick Wildlife Trust in Kenya and East Africa have a very special job. They take care of orphan baby elephants. How do you do that? Fiction. I need to stop at every paragraph and think, what did I just learn from that paragraph? What did the author want me to gain from this? When we're reading nonfiction, each paragraph has a lot of information, so each paragraph is very important. So we're going to stop and we're going to decide, what did the author want me to learn from this paragraph? Paragraph 1. Elephants in the wild live in big family groups where babies are lovingly raised by their mothers, grandmothers, aunts, big sisters, and cousins. The babies need almost constant care until they are 2 years old, and they continue to depend on their older relatives until they're 20 or older. So now I need to look at my options. So here we have some gisted options already for us, and we need to decide which one fits the best. So after reading that paragraph, I learned that elephants need constant care until they're 20 or older. So it says they need constant care until they're 2 years old, but they still depend on their relatives until they're 20 or older. So elephants need a lot of care from their families. So let's see which choice matches that. The first one says, keepers feed the babies often. They eat often in the wild. So that paragraph that I just read did not talk about elephants eating. So I know that would not be my best choice. Baby elephants in the wild need constant care from their families. Well, that is a good choice because what we had just said was that elephants need constant care from other elephants in their family for most of their life. So I'm going to drag that over to paragraphs 1. If the gisting goes hidden like you just saw that it happened, you can go to the top here. So you're first going to click on the gisting, make sure it's highlighted. See how it's highlighted in blue here, the border of it, and it has these little squares. That means that it's clicked on. Then you need to go to Arrange, Order, and then you would click Bring to Front. Okay? Okay, let's read paragraph 2 now. The keepers must take the place of a baby elephant's lost family. They stay with the baby every hour of every day. They even sleep with the baby. So now let's think, what did the author want me to learn from that paragraph? Let's look at our options. That keepers feed the babies often. They eat often in the wild. So once again, that did not talk about elephants eating or how they eat. Our next option, it says the babies can't drink milk from their mothers, so they need to learn to drink from a bottle. That paragraph also did not talk about that baby elephants drinking milk, so that would not be our best option. Let's look at our third option. Keepers take family's place when they lose their family. So that paragraph talked about how baby elephants, when they lose their family, they need to stay with the keeper every hour of the day. So this would be our best choice. Now let's read paragraph 3. Baby elephants need to be fed every 3 hours, day and night. The keepers mix gallons and gallons of special milk recipe for each feeding. The babies begin to eat plants when they're about 4 months old, but they can't live without milk until they're 3 years old. Okay, so I learned from that paragraph that baby elephants, they depend on milk. They need that special milk or the milk from their mothers until they're 3 years old. So now let's see which gisting option matches. So here it says, keepers feed the babies often. They eat often in the wild. So it does say that the baby elephants feed every 3 hours, day and night. So it is telling me that they eat often. It's also telling me that they begin to eat plants when they're about 4 months old. Let's look at our next option just to make sure we pick the right one. The babies can't drink milk from their mothers, so they need to learn to drink from a bottle. So that paragraph did talk about the baby elephants drinking milk, but it did not mention anything about learning to drink from a bottle, so that would not be my best choice. So we picked keepers feed the babies often. They eat often in the wild. So now it's your turn to continue gisting the rest of the passage. So at each paragraph, at the end, you're going to stop and think about what you just learned from that paragraph. Then you're going to pick the gisting that matches the best. Thinking about what I read, so let's think about the genre. So we know that it was nonfiction. Our topic is usually going to be just about one word, maybe 2 words. We want to focus on one word though. That would fit what we just read. So if we think about what we just read, what were we reading about? So we were reading about baby elephants. When we think about the main idea, we need to turn this topic now into a sentence. So what about baby elephants were we learning about? So we have our genre, which is nonfiction, because we know it is real information that we're getting from the passage. So we know it's not fiction, means it's not a made-up story. This is all real information. We have our topic, which is baby elephants. Now we're going to turn that baby elephants into a sentence. Let's think. After reading the passage, what did we learn about baby elephants? Well, we could say baby elephants require a lot of care and supervision, because I know from reading that baby elephants require a lot of care. They need to be cared for almost all hours of the day, either by their mother or by the keepers in the wildlife facility. So our main idea is that baby elephants require a lot of care and supervision to survive. Thinking about what I read and why I read it. What point was the author trying to make when he decided to write this passage? What did they want me to learn and understand? So here we're thinking, what point was the author trying to make when he decided to write this passage? So you need to think, why would the author write this passage? What do you think he wanted readers to learn? The next one says, what did they want me to learn and understand? So what do you think the author wanted you to gain from reading this passage about baby elephants?